Chioma and Kezia met during their first week at the university, a chance encounter in the library that blossomed into a deep friendship when they discovered they were both Igbos. Their bond was almost immediate, like two missing puzzle pieces finding each other. It started with shared jokes about the struggles of campus life and evolved into a sisterhood. They worked together to classes, shared meals, and confided their dreams and fears in each other. Chioma was beautiful and she was the brain of the duo, excelling effortlessly in academics, while Kezia turned heads with her striking and exceptional beauty. Though they were different, their differences complemented each other. Their friendship became the envy of many. They were inseparable and always seemed to bring out the best in each other. Their sister-sister activities earned them admiration on campus. They wore similar outfits for events, planned study sessions that often extended into late night, and supported each other in every way possible. Chioma often found herself helping Kezia with her assignment and preparing her for tests, which Kezia greatly appreciated. But the admiration they received wasn't just from their course mates. Lecturers often noticed Chioma's exceptional academic performance, leading to favorable attention. Chioma was soon recognized as the go-to person for solving difficult academic problems. Kezia, though happy for her friend, started to feel a tinge of something she couldn't quite place. Chioma's success began to cast a shadow over Kezia. It wasn't intentional, but Chioma's intelligence shone brightly, drawing people to her. Kezia tried to shake off the feeling of being overshadowed, reminding herself of the strength of their friendship. Their bond seemed unbreakable, but unspoken emotions started to creep in. As the semester progressed, Chioma remained unaware of the silent comparisons Kezia was making in her mind. Kezia smiled through her insecurities, keeping them buried, not knowing they would one day resurface in the most devastating way. For now, their friendship was the perfect picture of unity. Their friendship deepened over the years. Chioma's ability to explain complex concepts in simple terms made her a favorite among her peers. Kezia, on the other hand, had her charm. Her beauty was the type that turned heads wherever she went. They were a dynamic duo. People would often comment on how lucky Kezia was to have such an intelligent friend, Chioma. But Kezia secretly wished they would say the same about her intelligence. While Chioma bags in academic recognition, Kezia started noticing that the admiration she received was often superficial. The first signs of envy crept in when Chioma's academic excellence began to translate into opportunities. Her lecturers would often recommend her for internships, and her coursemates sought her help with assignments and projects. Kezia, though happy for her friend, couldn't ignore the growing resentment in her heart. She was beautiful, yes, but why wasn't that enough? Matters were made worse by Chioma's relationship with Kunle, her boyfriend. Kunle was a tall, handsome, and successful young man who adored Chioma so much. He would often send her thoughtful gifts and take her to places Kezia had only dreamed of visiting. Kezia couldn't help but compare her situation to Chioma's. While Chioma seemed to have it all, beauty, brains, and love, Kezia felt like she was stuck in her shadow. Despite her inner turmoil, Kezia maintained her role as a supportive friend. She celebrated Chioma's successes and offered a shoulder to cry on during her low moment. However, every smile she gave came with a pang of bitterness. She tried to suppress the feelings, convincing herself that she was being ridiculous, but the envy only grew stronger with time. Little did Chioma know that her best friend's heart was slowly turning against her. For Kezia, the perfect picture of friendship was becoming a facade. Her jealousy was festering, and it was only a matter of time before it erupted, threatening to destroy everything they had built. As their final exam approached, Chioma and Kezia became even busier with school projects, exams, and preparations for life after graduation. Chioma's achievements only multiplied. She won a departmental award for academic excellence, and lecturers often praised her as an example to other students. Kezia smiled proudly during the award ceremony, clapping loudly for her best friend. Yet, deep down, her insecurities simmered. Kezia couldn't help but notice how people gravitated towards Chioma. Her intelligence and kindness earned her admiration and respect. Even when they studied together, Chioma always seemed to retain more knowledge and perform better in tests. Kezia tried hard to be happy for her friend, but the comparisons she made in her mind were relentless. The tipping point came when Chioma and Kunle became more serious about their relationship. Kezia often joined them for outings, and though Kunle treated her kindly, it only reminded her of her own lack of a serious relationship. Kunle's constant praises of Chioma, her intelligence, beauty, and kindness only fueled Kezia's resentment. Kezia began to feel invisible, as though she were just an accessory to Chioma's life. One evening, after a heated argument with a mutual friend who had jokingly compared her to Chioma, Kezia cried alone in her room. She resented feeling like the second best friend, the shadow to Chioma's shining star. She hated herself for the thoughts she was having, but she couldn't seem to stop them. Instead of sharing her feelings with Chioma, Kezia began withdrawing emotionally. She masked her bitterness with acts of support, but her inner conflict was evident in small ways. A sarcastic comment here and there, a cold glance when Chioma was around, and Chioma was consumed with her own busy life that she did not notice the subtle changes in her friend. The growing rift was silent but deep. Kezia's envy festered in secret, feeding off every success Chioma achieved. What had once been an unshakable friendship was slowly morphing into something toxic, and neither of them fully recognized how close they were to disaster. Kezia's heart was a battlefield, and envy was winning the war. The after-exam dinner party was the highlight of their final year. It was a glamorous event where students celebrated their achievements and looked forward to the future. Chioma and Kezia, as always, attended the event together. Dressed in their finest outfits, Kezia looked stunning, her beauty enhanced by a red gown that turned heads as she walked. Chioma, equally looking elegant in a blue dress, received compliments for her grace and intelligence. As the night progressed, Kezia noticed how Chioma's presence had lit up the room. Lecturers and students alike sought her attention, leaving Kezia feeling sidelined. The jealousy that had been simmering for years finally boiled over. Kezia decided it was time to level up the playing field. Earlier that day, she had made a plan, one she couldn't believe she was capable of. She had convinced a man she barely knew to attend the party and promised him a favor in return if he taught Chioma a lesson. She arranged for him to lure Chioma into a secluded room and violate her. The plan worked. Chioma, unsuspecting and trusting, followed the man when he claimed someone was asking for her in the next room. What followed was a nightmare Chioma couldn't have imagined. The man forcefully had his way with her, recording the act without her knowledge. Kezia, feeling a strange mix of satisfaction and guilt, received the video from him later that night. The next day, Chioma tearfully confided in Kezia about what had happened. Kezia put on an act, comforting her and insisting it was their little secret. She helped Chioma get medical attention and assured her she would never tell a soul. Kezia's heart pounded with guilt, but she told herself it was a necessary evil to bring Chioma down a notch. Chioma believed her friend's comforting words, unaware that the betrayal had come from the person she trusted most. Kezia had crossed a line, and though the guilt lingered, she buried it deep, rationalizing her actions as justice. Months later, as they waited for their national service postings, Chioma received the devastating news. Kunle, her boyfriend, ended their relationship without any explanation. He ignored her calls, messages, and every attempt to meet in person. Chioma was heartbroken and confused, but Kezia was there to comfort her as always. What Chioma didn't know was that Kezia had sent the recording from the dinner party to Kunle using an anonymous number. Kezia had hoped the revelation would tarnish Chioma's perfect image in Kunle's eyes, and it worked. Kunle, disgusted and hurt, believed Chioma had been unfaithful and saw no need to confront her. Kezia, in her twisted logic, felt justified. She told herself that Chioma's life had been too perfect and that this was karma balancing the scales. Yet, as she held her sobbing friend in her arms, guilt returned. Still, she silenced it, reassuring herself that it was the best for her. Chioma, devastated by the breakup, leaned on Kezia for support. Kezia played the role of the dutiful best friend, helping Chioma rebuild her confidence. She even prayed with her, asking God to bring someone better into Chioma's life. Kezia's performance was flawless. Chioma never suspected a thing. But fate had a way of turning tables. Before we continue our story, hit the subscribe button right now, please, and turn on post notifications so that whenever we make a post, you'll be the first to get notified. Please subscribe before we continue our story. Have you subscribed? Let's continue. 2 years after graduation, Chioma landed a high-paying job in a multinational in Abuja. Shortly after, she began dating Chris, the CEO of a thriving tech company. Chioma's life seemed to bounce back better than ever, and Kezia's envy reignited with full force. Kezia, unable to secure a stable job, watched from afar as Chioma's life flourished. Chioma's resilience only deepened Kezia's bitterness. Kezia's struggle to find a job after graduation only deepened her frustrations. While Chioma seemed to have luck on her side, Kezia faced rejection after rejection. Her envy grew sharper when Chioma, her ever-supportive friend, informed her of an opening in her organization. "Let me help you," Chioma said enthusiastically, sharing details about the job and even preparing Kezia for the interview. Kezia, though bitter that she needed Chioma's help, swallowed her pride and followed her advice. Her preparation paid off, and she got the job. For a moment, Kezia felt grateful. Moving to Abuja and starting a new chapter gave her hope. But her gratitude was short-lived. Within weeks of joining the organization, she discovered that Chioma held a more senior position, earning a significantly higher salary. The realization hit her hard. Chioma wasn't just her friend anymore. She was now her superior. Kezia's resentment returned in full force. Chioma's kindness, once seen as genuine, now felt patronizing. To make matters worse, Chris, Chioma's boyfriend, occasionally visited the office, bringing lunch and flowers. He treated Chioma with a level of care and respect that Kezia could only dream of. Kezia's bitterness festered as the months went by. When Chioma announced her engagement to Chris, it was the final straw. The announcement came with a wave of excitement in the office, with colleagues congratulating Chioma and gushing over her engagement ring. Kezia forced a smile, but inside she was seething. As wedding preparations began, Kezia hatched a plan to sabotage Chioma's happiness once again. Digging up the old video from their university days, Kezia sent it anonymously to Chris. She believed this would shatter Chioma's relationship, just as it had with Kunle years ago. The plan worked. Chris called off the wedding, citing irreconcilable differences. He avoided Chioma, leaving her confused and heartbroken. Chioma was devastated, and once again, Kezia was there, pretending to console her friend. Kezia felt victorious, but the guilt began to creep in. She silenced it again, convincing herself that Chioma deserved the heartbreak. Chioma was a shadow of her former self after Chris ended their engagement. For weeks, she struggled to focus at work, often breaking down in tears in the privacy of her office. Despite the emotional toll, Chioma pushed herself to keep going. Leaning on Kezia for support, Kezia played her role well, offering comforting words and pretending to pray with Chioma. Yet, deep inside, she felt an odd satisfaction watching her friend fall apart. Chioma, unaware of Kezia's betrayal, clung to her as her closest confidant. 6 months later, Chioma received a promotion at work. The promotion came with significant perks, including an opportunity to travel abroad for training and a substantial salary increase. It was a beacon of hope in what had been a dark period of her life. Kezia, however, saw it differently. The promotion was yet another reminder of how Chioma seemed destined for success while she struggled. The envy that had consumed her for years now turned into hatred. Kezia began to plot her final move, something that would permanently remove Chioma from her life. Her plan was simple. During a routine office break, Kezia offered to prepare tea for Chioma, a gesture she had made many times before. This time, however, she mixed poison into the cup. She handed the tea to Chioma with a smile, masking the turmoil in her heart. Chioma drank the tea, oblivious to the danger. Minutes later, she began to feel faint. Her colleagues watched in horror as Chioma collapsed, foaming at the mouth. She was rushed to the hospital, where the doctors managed to save her life. The incident sent shock waves through the office when the doctor confirmed that Chioma had been poisoned. An investigation was launched. Kezia's worst fears came true when the CCTV footage revealed her mixing the poison into Chioma's tea. The office erupted in disbelief when the truth came to light. Kezia, confronted with the evidence, broke down in tears. Under pressure, she confessed to poisoning Chioma, but that wasn't all. Years of buried secrets came spilling out. She admitted to setting Chioma up with the man at the university dinner party, sending the video to Kunle, and sabotaging her engagement with Chris. Each revelation shocked the office staff, who had admired Kezia for her charm and grace. Chioma, recovering in the hospital, was devastated to learn the truth. The realization that her best friend, the person she had trusted most, had been the architect of her pain was almost too much to bear. Kezia's confessions felt like knives stabbing Chioma's heart repeatedly. The police were called and Kezia was arrested. As she was led away in handcuffs, she muttered apologies, but they meant nothing to Chioma. The damage was done, and their friendship was irreparably broken. Chioma spent weeks recovering, both physically and emotionally. She couldn't understand how someone she had loved like a sister could harbor such hatred for her. Despite the betrayal, she resolved to rebuild her life. Her colleagues rallied around her, offering support and encouragement. The incident became a cautionary tale about trust and friendship, and many admired Chioma's resilience. Her promotion remained intact, and her company even offered her additional support to help her heal. Chris, upon learning the truth about the video and Kezia's role in their breakup, reached out to Chioma. It wasn't easy for her to let him back into her life, but with time, they began to rebuild their relationship. Chris apologized for not trusting her and vowed to never doubt her again. Chioma's life slowly returned to normal. Her career continued to flourish, and her relationship with Chris grew stronger. She learned to forgive, not for Kezia's sake, but for her own peace of mind. Kezia faced the consequences of her actions. She lost her job, her freedom, and the respect of those around her. Chioma, however, chose not to dwell in the past. Instead, she focused on her future, using her experiences as lessons to guide her. In the end, Chioma emerged stronger, wiser, and more determined to succeed than ever. The scars of betrayal remained, but they became reminders of her strength and resilience. For Chioma, it was a new beginning, a chance to write her story on her own terms. Tell me, what did you learn from this story? Have you witnessed or experienced this kind of thing before? Share it with me in the comment section. For everyone who is asking about how to create folktale stories like this and get their channels monetized in 30 days, like I got this channel monetized in exactly 24 days from scratch, click the link in the description of this video or in the pinned comment to learn how to do same. Please subscribe to this channel right now and turn on post notification so that whenever a story is posted, you'll be the first to get notified and you'll be the first to watch. Like and share this. Don't forget to drop your lessons in the comment section. Subscribe and see you in our next story. Bye bye.